about a little meeting with Blizzard. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's come and have a little sit down. Let's do that. Let's have a little sit down. So, let's sit here. Let's have a nice little story time. Oh, guys, you look like you're having fun. Can you please stop? All right, it's ridiculous what you guys are doing right now. It's embarrassing, actually. It's crazy. Yeah, stop it, right? This is an MMO. Go and grind something, for fuck's sake. You're making me crazy. Don't burn yourself in a fire. All right, so Blizzard reached out to us because mainly because they didn't think we had any interest in the alpha at all. Not surprising. Not surprising. I didn't try and get in, as everybody knows. I didn't make any stink about it. I simply responded when people asked me if we'd had it. And they asked, and basically it's like, what are we doing? What's the situation? Because what they've done is they've replaced a lot of the... Oh, this is kind of sad. Sorry, because I know some members of the stream actually used to work in this department. The EU team. So my relationship with Blizzard EU was tremendous. Absolutely fantastic. Especially Ashley. I'll give shout-outs to Ashley and Marie. I will give shout-outs to Marie and other members who will remain nameless of the Blizzard EU team. I didn't have much, if any, communication with Blizzard NA outside of Josh Devilaw, Mr. Law, who was awesome with me. Especially, I think we got to, well, Josh would probably accept this as well, is we had a rough start because of Twitter comments. The basis for all relationships, of Twitter comments. But when we met face-to-face, we sorted that stuff out, and from then, we got in a good place. I even eventually ended up, in my opinion, in a good place with Mr. Ian Hazakostas, because, as you know, there are some stories of, which my perspective on it is that Ian tried to avoid the fuck out of me the first time we met in person, and desperately tried to get away from me, and was probably under the impression, based on, and I'm so sad that I have to tell this, MMO champion threads. I'm not surprised that Ian does not have time to sit regularly and watch videos that are like 20 minutes long, which is generally how I like to make my content, so hopefully my messages are received loud and clear. But after our first meeting, where it was, I stopped him, I chased him, essentially. Not in like a sprint, but I walked fast to the opposite direction he was trying to walk away from me. And had a good conversation. Brief, but a very good conversation. Very positive. It was, in fact, following the Legion BlizzCon announcement. Which, if everybody remembers the Legion BlizzCon announcement, it was extremely positive, and it looked awesome. And we saw a guy have a flail for the first time in World of Warcraft, which was awesome. We had all kinds of cool announcements. It was about Legion going forward. So it had the Mage Tower announcement and things of that nature. It was really good. And after that, I got snuck in to a meeting with Ian. I got snuck in. He did not know I was going to be there, but Law set it up. Again, big cuddles to Law. This is how these things work. If you resolve things, you can get things happening. And I was snuck into a meeting with Ian, which went very, 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 very well. And in which Ian stopped me as we were leaving the interview to say, I want you to know, I have never turned down an interview, okay, with you. Which is totally true. And anybody who's ever worked with Ian will know he will talk to anybody. And recently spoke to Asmongold even. And he never turned down an interview, but we believe the PR team put the wall up between me and talking to Ian. Because it was very, very strange. I was the biggest World of Warcraft YouTuber in the world for a long time and could not talk to Blizzard. It was very bizarre. But either way, we resolved it, and then we went on to have several good discussions with Ian on stream. Even got to the point where they asked me directly. It's like, hey, we need to talk about something. Can we do it with you? We had a very, very good relationship. Okay. So, that's where we were at. Anyway, that EU team is now gone, unfortunately. I talked about this a few times on stream. They were told it was going away. They're gone. So there's a new team in charge over at Blizzard in dealing with streamers and whatnot and all those kind of things. Now, interestingly enough, I've worked with one of them in the past because there's a very solid dude, which was amazing. And so they reached out to us. Yes, they've worked with us in the past on some projects, and they know of us and things like that. So, we reached out, and a very good part of that conversation was that all the recent, I want to say drama, but it's really like, I don't know, like 600 people out of the world making a big old fucking fuss about me not having the alpha, which wasn't me. They recognized that. They're like, yeah, we know it's not you. We know it's these tribalism Andes that are fucking crazy and talking all shit. So that was a good start. So they said, can we sit down and have a meeting and let's get square with where we are right now, which is a very professional thing to do. That's what a business would do. It's like, let's hash this out and see where we are. Where do we stand? So I had that meeting, and it was really good because it was very focused on repairing bridges with a lot of people they've upset with BFA and Shadowlands, right? That's where Blizzard's at and what they want to do, and it's the good thing to be doing. We need to repair this. We've made some enemies. We've made people angry. We need to fix this, and that's their job. Not a particularly easy job for those guys to tackle, but that's what they want to do. It's like, yeah, we fucked a lot of our player base off. People look at it from streamers, but we've seen from the numbers, we looked at them last week, it's like barely anybody's playing Sepulchre. In comparison to Wrath, the Burning Crusade Classic, it is like 1/10 of the people is playing that retail content for a variety of reasons. We don't know the sub numbers or whatever, but clearly, I think we can all agree, in general, even if you liked it, Shadowlands has not been successful. About us, it's been less successful than me in Final Fantasy XIV. So, they want to repair that bridge and see where we're at. And if we can mend that in some way, that would be beneficial for everybody, because I would like to enjoy World of Warcraft again. I've said that in the same video, right? TBC is popping off. Yeah, TBC is doing exactly what we suspected would happen, is it's moved everybody over because they don't like the current product, which is fine for Blizz because they're still earning money, but their current product should be #1, ideally. So they want to repair that in some way. Now, one thing we talked about in this meeting is, I can't give too much away because obviously there's some private stuff there, but about further things we'd like to do if I like it, if it's cool. Some projects that we could do, maybe some interviews or something like that, about the change in philosophy at Blizzard. Now, this is why we're going to try Dragonflight Alpha. I want to be totally clear on this. This is what I'm interested in. I don't really give a fuck about dragon riding. I'm not going to lose my cum about swooshes and swaps. It's probably pretty fun. I probably don't care much outside of trying it out, right? Talent trees. Sure. You know, that's fun and stuff like that. But, I mean, ultimately, there's going to be like 6 or 7 loadouts that we're going to be utilizing. It's going to be really fun short term. But how does it play out into the future? My biggest thing that we're looking for here when going into the Dragonflight Alpha is actions, not words. So I hope I can make this as clear as possible for the crazy people out there. There has been a noticeable change of philosophy at Blizzard in terms of World of Warcraft. On paper. That's the bit. On paper, there is a clear philosophical difference in how they're trying to run World of Warcraft now. And that deserves a look. Because the reason we left, as clear as I could have said it in that video, although no one listened to it, is that it felt like they resented the player, that they really didn't want you to, they were angry at the player base. They wanted their way or the highway. And your disapproving opinion is of no consequence to them because we're making this and you should enjoy it. And if you don't play it, then fuck you, because we're going to make you play it. Right? So that's what we had throughout BFA and Shadowlands, is it doesn't fucking matter if you don't like what you're doing. You're going to fucking play it because we're going to make you play it. And that's it. If you don't like Torghast, fuck you. You're going to be doing Torghast. If you don't like Island Expeditions, fuck you. You're going to be doing Island Expeditions. If you don't like Warfronts, fuck you. You're going to be doing Warfronts. That's what we had for a really long time, and you're going to grind this shit out, and you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to like it, and that's what we had. So, Dragonflight has been made a big point about we're changing direction. We're going in a different way. We're not going to do that. That's interesting for me to check out, because that's the bit I care about, is where is the direction of the game going? Are they going to stick to their guns? I have huge amount of fear that the current player base will not like it, because they very much, whoever's remaining is used to that kind of gameplay. Are they going to do something about, I want to look at the economy, because we know, and in fact Chris is guilty of this, that legendaries in Shadowlands were so prohibitively expensive for a lot of people that they ended up buying WoW tokens to buy them. After Diablo Immortal, that makes me a little fucking like, So they have this new profession system coming in, right? Yeah, Chris bought one because he couldn't afford his legendary item, so he had to buy a WoW token in order to get it, right? So that kind of stuff is really kind of not cool. Oh, he's coming in. What?
Well, we're talking about WoW tokens, right?
You bought WoW tokens to buy your WoW Legendary item, correct?
So when the tier 6 ones came, I think it was tier 6? The last tier for...
Yeah. I don't have it, I know that.
Yeah, so when the new ones came in, they were so expensive. And it was the new legendaries, so it was the Covenant legendaries. So, and it's not like I'm boosting people, so I don't have the sort of gold that you. So short of doing like full on playing the auction house or going full into professions, which is a lot of time investment, really the only option is a WoW token.
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff I'm really looking to investigate.
Want.
No, that's terrible. That's not what we want. We don't want items in game that are like, you kind of need it, but the only way to get it if you're an average player is to do that kind of stuff. Okay. That's how it is for you? Yeah, that's how it was for a lot of people. Like, yeah, I could run around with millions of gold or whatever, but, I mean, I didn't earn really or do much other than that. We boosted people in raids. I just played my game normally and ended up with millions of gold. And other people sorted that out for me. So that's the kind of stuff I'm really interested in. That's what we're going to be checking out. It's always going to be fun to look at the new classes and stuff, but I'm interested in how the mentality has changed, how the philosophy has changed, and if I still feel as though the game is resenting the player. All right, flask potions, armor kits, yeah, all that kind of stuff is like, it just became so... It felt anti-consumer. I think that if I could take a word from Mr. John Total Biscuit Bain, it felt anti-consumer at that point. I quit because I couldn't afford my Lego. Exactly. I think these are the things that the players that have left, including myself, are more interested in. I might be wrong, but for me, that's what I think players are more interested in. Are you going to abuse my time? Are you going to try and abuse my wallet? Are you going to do things that literally make me fucking angry to play? Like, frustrate me and piss me off. Like, I can't play with my Covenant spells effectively. All that kind of stuff. That's what I think about. So that's what we're going to have a look at. Yeah, I mean, instead of the... I mean, we could break this down into something simple of WoW bad, FF good, but that's baby talk. What we're looking at is, yeah, FF does a lot of things right for the casual player base. A huge amount. Like, overwhelmingly positive for the casual player base. Everything they have is fun, and if you don't like it, you don't need to do it. They make a lot of things very, very accessible for you. Gear is not the way to go. It's a very different game, but in terms of the casual player experience, it's hard to get better than Final Fantasy XIV. It is the gold standard right now. I can tell you that my team, so this would be Bex primarily, is currently going through lots of other MMOs to check out their casual situation. So big shout outs to Bex for doing that. We have had another huge MMO in the market reach out to us recently to check out their game and give feedback, because you know in the background of what I do, we're giving feedback to game devs and things like that, because a lot of people agree with what we talk about. So, that's what we're going to be looking at. Yeah?
Eureka bad. Got it noted.
Exactly! Like, I know people think I praise everything in FF14. I don't. But, you know, you can believe whatever you want. So, Bex do the hard work. Yes, exactly. So, is that all clear? Is everybody understood? Because we're not going anywhere near away from Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to take a look at Dragonflight. We're going to see what's changed with the philosophies. That's what I'm more focused on, is what direction it's taking. How are they treating the player base? All that kind of stuff. That's what we're going to be looking at. In terms of my meeting with Blizzard, it was very friendly. We talked a lot about a lot of stuff which is all up in the air in concept ideas. That won't materialize for a very long time, if ever. So, I don't want to get too into that. All I can say is that we, as far as I can tell, my relationship with Blizzard is absolutely spot on. They understand where we came from. Anybody who thinks Blizzard resents me or hates me, at least from what I'm being told, that is not true. And no, I did not get the Dragonflight Alpha because of experience potions. Let's get that clear. Okay? There we go. I would like to run a party in World of Warcraft. Unfortunately, unless something's changed, the game simply can't load enough. It would phase everybody onto a different server if we tried to do it. I would love to try and do a World of Warcraft event like that, but it would literally just make all of you disappear to a different realm. Right? It would disappear, you know what I mean? That was how it would work. Yeah, no emotes either, no chilling, no pigs hiding in the trees.
Yeah, there we go. Comes out of it.
There we go. Opening Moogle mail. Yes, it would not happen. All right? Looking good. On to the articles, Mike said 14 RP too much quitting 14. Going back to WoW. There you go. There you go. Yeah, all true. Isn't sharding disabled in RP realms? I think there's some difference on RP realms, but people wouldn't... I don't think we could get as many people to swap. Not to recreate something the likes of what we've done in Final Fantasy XIV, and we'll continue to do in Final Fantasy XIV. Nothing even close. Like, it just... I don't even know what the server would be like. It'd be interesting to test at some point what the server would be like. But, we'll see. We'll see. What I hear you saying is Blizzard needs to pay me to drop the game. Yeah, Blizzard is not paying me. Ow. No. Blizzard is not paying me. Alright, let's go,